Warning, the following program has been rated T for truth.
You can't handle the truth.
Oh, we think you can. Welcome to the Naked Truth Report with your host, truth warrior and mythbuster, Kathleen Wells. The place where we distinguish fact from fiction, where data is used to drive points home, and where Kathleen takes the position that Democrats and black politicians have destroyed black America. Welcome to the Naked Truth Report. Now, your host, Kathleen Wells.
Welcome to the Naked Truth Report. I'm your host, Kathleen Wells. Oh, this is such a special show for me today. I have a new sponsor. And this sponsor is so special to me because I've been going to her restaurant like forever and a day. I've been eating her tacos forever and a day. So I'm so excited. You know, these are my favorite tacos, and Barbara is my favorite restaurateur. And I'm reading her bio, and it's like she's grown in leaps and bounds, and I didn't even know. It's so fantastic. It's so exciting. So welcome, Barbara. It's Barbara Sky Burrell Taco. Did I say that right?
That's correct. Kathleen, thank you for having me.
I'm so excited. You know, it's Sky's Tacos on Pico Boulevard. I've been going forever. The best tacos in Los Angeles are at Sky's. Anyone who knows me knows I eat their tacos religiously. And in fact, I'm addicted to their sassy sauce. So I'm so thrilled that now Sky Tacos is a sponsor of the Naked Truth Report. Welcome, Barbara.
Thank you again. I love it. I mean, that's what's so bubbly. It's just made me really get into this taco thing. Again, thank you.
You're very welcome. Well, you know what? Before we get into Skies and the tacos and how delicious they are, why don't you give us some information? I'm reading your bio, and I didn't know you have a degree in business management and all that stuff. I wasn't aware of that. You're like a full person. You're like, you know what? You're like so dynamic and I never knew that. I had never read your bio before. I would always come in and order my shrimp taco or tilapia taco, and I didn't know that you were this full, you know?
Thank you.
So give my listeners, we're both kind of giddy because we know each other, and it's amazing. Absolutely. So give my listeners some background information on how you started the taco business, so on and so forth.
Okay, well, it's been some years, 26 years, that I started Sky's Gourmet Tacos. And Sky's Gourmet Tacos has been, I went rogue in opening it up. Been in the business world, been in corporate America for years, worked for McDonald's Corporation as an executive, and went on to asset management, high-rises downtown for 10 years, and I quit. I had a little money. And in quitting, I made up my mind, and after 9 months, I wasn't going back to work. I didn't know what that meant. So for those 9 months, I partied, had a good time, wake up one morning and says, I got to work. Okay, fine. This is what I do. I don't know what to do because I know I've always wanted my own business, but I didn't know if I could do it. So I prayed. Frankly, 9 days after that, I woke up at 6 a.m. That was January 23rd, 1992. Woke up and it said tacos. My spirit spoke to me, and I said, I got it. I never ever questioned it. Went ahead, tacos. Got a space on Pico February 9th, and March 5th at 1:44 p.m., 1992, I opened up Sky's Gourmet Tacos. It was a dream. It was $2,000 and a dream. Fought my way through in terms of whatever I didn't know. Fortunate enough to have two beautiful sons. One is now deceased. My sons were with me right by my side. And my other son, Victor, who is president of the company, he's still by my side. And fortunately, his wife. I'm fortunate to say that through the years, I just knew that we wanted to build. Didn't know how because everything was so slow. I picked a place that there was no traffic, no walk-through, no walk-by traffic. So it became destination because of the shrimp tacos. From day one, I did shrimp. I prepared the shrimp in our secret, it could be a secret or not, in our spices and the shrimp taco, the cheesecake, and the lemonade. Those were the three items that I focused on. So fast forward 26 years later, my God, a lot of things. I didn't go ahead and open up another space at that time. I diversified in that I purchased real estate and did not know that real estate would be the vehicle to our opening our other locations at this time. So that's a little bit about me. And through that time and during that time, I was able to pick up a couple of degrees, and in business management, strategic management, and international trade. So that's kind of the sum of it.
Wow. And it's impressive. It's impressive. And, you thought about the taco. I like what you say in your bio. You said the taco was underreaching.
Yes.
And you've gone over the top with it.
Yes.
But it's not complicated, but it's just fantastic. And it's unique. That's the thing. It's a unique thing. And so you had Mexican with a splash of soul.
Yes.
And I think that's true. And, and I'm actually addicted to that sassy sauce.
Thanks.
I get extra. I said, when I walk in, they know I want an extra sassy sauce. Do you know?
Yeah, I love that. I love that. That's what's kept me there. Kathleen, for 26 years, don't you know what I mean? For years, I really didn't make money. I mean, I wasn't going anywhere, but I wasn't really rolling. And what kept me there was people as yourself that come in and say, you know what? Oh, I waited for these tacos. I came from New York. Oh, I took a cab here. I got my 15 tacos. I'm like, yes. That's what kept me.
And so now you only have, not only the shrimp is my favorite and the tilapia. I always order that, and then I get guacamole and chips. But also you have the crawfish, filet mignon, the shiitake mushroom, and you also have a vegan and vegetarian.
Yes.
You've expanded quite.
Yes.
Tell us more.
On a separate grill. Vegan and vegetarian. They are prepared. The product is prepared on a separate grill because that's very important to vegans. I'm not a vegan, but that's okay. I respect what they do, what they eat. So in addition to that, our other locations are, let me just, if I may expand. Mm-hmm. Okay. We have a location in the Marina City Club. It's called Marina Gourmet Tacos. It's our marketplace. And there we have our deli, a convenience store, and the sale of spirits. Our sale of spirits also, when we do our catering, they can be delivered for catering and what have you. But that's a particularly interesting niche in that we cater to basically the residents there, but people come in from the outside and they order, of course, all of our delivery means they pick up the deliveries. Then, of course, the newest baby is at the J.M. Eagle Company and Eagle Building, and that's Sky's Gourmet Tacos and Restaurant and Marketplace, and that's at 5200 Century Boulevard. Mm-hmm. Again, that is a new baby, and that we focus on, that is basically our main kitchen for catering, as well as our tacos restaurant. And of course, we cater to those in the building, as well as outside delivery and what have you. But basically, it's for the building. Mm-hmm. And again, it's not isolated just for the tenants in the building. But anyway, that's our latest baby. We're very proud of all three of our locations at this time.
I'm very proud and I'm very impressed. I didn't even know this was going on with you. And I'm delighted to have you in and delighted that you're a sponsor of my show. I know I talked to you about it months ago. And so we finally made it happen. It came to fruition. But I didn't know all this was going on with you. And I'm so proud of you.
Thank you, Kathleen.
Because I've seen you, like, I didn't know any of this was going on. I mean, you're so understated, so to speak. You don't like people, no one, I never knew this was going on.
That's funny. That's funny.
You know what? And it's so funny what you said about me when I would come and you thought I was you can say it. That's sort of embarrassing a little bit that you would say that. Maybe not embarrassing.
No, I mean, it's, no, I mean, just, you're just like a kid. You're like a kid running around me.
But I'm not, it's sort of like weird.
A kid. It's like, just a little kid running around, a benign kid, and everything's, cool.
Can you imagine? Barbara thought I was a kid. Can you guys imagine? I mean, I'm flattered, maybe. I should be flattered.
Well, I did. And I think that's why perhaps, that's what happens when people learn, when they get to know each other, and we really did not interact.
Right.
So you're thinking one thing of me. I have perception because I'm running around like puppy.
Right.
And I have perception of you.
Right.
Not that it's a bad perception.
No.
It's just, this is this little kid running around, Here she goes for her tacos. Okay.
Like I don't have a care in the world. That's what you're
not
saying.
A care in the world.
Yeah. And yet I'm so politicized.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I guess when I'm running around for tacos, I don't have a care in the world except tacos, right?
Yeah. And I think that's a good place to be. That's a good place to be. But remember, everybody has their persona.
Yeah.
And I think it's good to be understated.
Yeah.
I mean,
so we're both understated.
We're both understated. Yeah.
Right. Isn't that a good thing?
It's a good
thing. So anyway, let's talk about this jazz brunch that you have coming up on.
I'm excited.
Isn't this exciting? November 18th, which is next Sunday.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. At 11 a.m. at, let's see, the address, 5303 Pico Boulevard. We all know where that is.
Yeah.
Everyone in Los Angeles knows Pico Boulevard. Hello.
Right.
So anyway.
Let me just tell you, okay, it's going to be tenant, it's going to be intimate, it's going to be good music, it's going to be fun, it's going to be a taco bar, but in addition to that, I'm introducing some menu items that I have at my other locations, okay, and I will be bringing those around as tasters. And when I talk about tasters, I'm not talking about a taster that's a little spoon. I like tasters, okay, because I'm a gourmet. So we'll have good things there like shrimp and grits, okay, that'll be part of our tasters.
Wow.
Okay, we're gonna have enchiladas, part of our tasters, and they're gonna be excellent tasters and starters, okay. So again, you're indulging in the taco bar. We're going to have something extra there for you.
Well, I like shrimp and grits. I'm telling you, folks, those tacos are to die for, as the kids say. I mean, like the Valley girls say that, I think.
To die for.
That's not my generation, and I'm not a Valley girl, but they say, I've heard it. Like, to die, they're to die for. But anyway, those are like, that's why you thought I'm like a kid, huh? So that should, I'm so serious on this show, talking about politics all the time. So now you guys see a different perspective. I'm not just one-dimensional. And that's what I'm asking Black people, Black Americans, just not to be one-dimensional and vote Democrat all the time. I'm not a one-dimensional person. So Barbara, when I go to get my tacos, she just thinks I'm like a kid. So people listening to the radio show think she's so politicized and she's so intense about politics. So you see, we're all multidimensional and multifaceted.
Right. But Kathleen, seeing you sit in this chair, it doesn't take away from the kid in you.
Yeah.
What it does, it adds, because you have who you are, who you are, that there is another side to every story. Okay, so let me present it to you. So I respect that. I respect where you're sitting and what you're doing.
Thank you very much. But we're all going to go to the jazz brunch on. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. And this is an opportunity for me. I always like to meet my truth warriors and Mythbusters. We have events. So this is an opportunity for me to meet my truth warriors. I'm going to be at 5303 Pico Boulevard at the Jazz Brunch, Sky's Tacos Jazz Brunch on November 18th from 11 to 2 p.m. I want to see you there. I want to see my truth warriors there because we want to try these tacos, right? So it's a good thing, right?
And you will not be sorry.
We won't be.
No.
I got to tell you guys something. I'm sitting here looking at Barbara, and she really looks like Tina Turner. I'm not kidding. I know you get that. She looks exactly like Tina Turner. Do people tell you that a lot?
Yeah, they do. They do tell me. Yeah. And I feel like when they tell me, I'm rolling down the river. It's a beautiful thing. Okay. Thank you.
We should play one of Tina Turner's songs when we go out. Okay, Katie. So let me ask you, can you sing like Tina?
Of course I can't. Of course I can't.
You can't?
No, I can't hold a tune.
You can't hold a tune?
No.
But you were born and raised in Chicago, is that correct?
That's correct.
And Tina was born in the South, but you look like her. I know you hear that all the time.
Yeah, well, I think that's quite a compliment because I think she's quite a beautiful woman.
Yeah, she is very beautiful. Yeah. You're very beautiful.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kathleen.
Thank you very much. Oh, we're just giving each other kudos,
but
right?
The kid in you.
This is like a love fest, folks.
Yeah, it is.
Barbara and I are having a love fest, and I love that they're sponsoring my show. That warms my heart.
I'm glad to.
Yeah, I'm glad that you said months ago that you would do it, and we talked about it just briefly when I came in to get my tacos. Oh, why don't you sponsor my show? You said, sure. And I never followed through. No,
because you didn't follow through because the persona, and I didn't follow through because the kid in you. So, here we are. And it was meant to happen.
Meant to happen. Yeah. Things happen for a reason. And, my goal here at the Naked Truth Report is to get Black Americans off the Democratic Party. In fact, I was banned on my Facebook page. I have like 4 pages. I was banned on one of my Facebook page because I said, for 30 days, because I said Black women, they're pathetic. They're pathetic because, and I know that, I don't think Black women are really pathetic, but we're pathetic, if we keep voting Democrat. Yeah, that's how I feel, and I'm telling people that's how I feel. All those Black women who voted for the Democrat in Florida and in Georgia, we need to stop doing that because it's not winning. It's not a success. And Barbara's Sky Taco business, you see how it's grown and evolved? This is an example of success. And this is what I always say on the radio show. We've been voting Democrat for 5 decades. Why do we not have 5 decades of business up and down Crenshaw Boulevard? Well, Barbara is an example that it can be done. Right, Barbara?
There's always another road in life. Mm-hmm. There's just not, we have to be very careful that we don't just space out and close our minds to different roads, because there's always another road. And we have to embrace it, and we have to respect others' opinions and their roads and what their beliefs. And that's all that's asked for. I ask for that, I know, and not to be judged in terms of, whatever skin color, political affiliation. It's just not, it's not part of America.
And so when you've got 90% of Black women voting for one party for 5 decades and there's no progress, there's a problem, folks. And you guys know I feel that way. You have to evolve. When things aren't working, shift your strategy, do something different, try something different. Why not? Where's the fear? Where's the fear? And for you to take risks, you've taken many risks. And look how successful you are now.
That's what we have to take. We have to take risk. If we don't take a risk, there's no chance of success.
There's no winning.
There's no winning.
And we should be in this game of life to win, to enjoy it and have fun, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And to be able to laugh and not have so much burden. And, if you're not taking a chance, you don't know what you can achieve and what you can succeed at.
Absolutely.
And what doors will possibly open up for you.
That's so all truth.
And, let me say this. You never anticipated all of this when you started back in 1992, releasing that first store on Pico Boulevard, that all this would evolve from it.
No, never. Never.
Isn't this amazing?
It is absolutely amazing. As a matter of fact, sometimes it's like, sometimes I'm living it and I'm like, and my people say to me, do you realize? And I'm like, oh, no, because I feel like I'm still, I'm still on that rung of a ladder, but it's not so. One has to plug along in terms of really embrace what is good for them.
Right. And what, folks, this is another thing I want to mention. Your food truck was on the Great Food Race.
Yes.
And people can Google that and you can see Barbara. You can Google her name, Barbara Burrell, and Sky, so you'll see her. But if you Google the video, because I just watched that. She was a food truck. She has a pink food truck. And they were on the food race for Food Network.
Uh-huh.
And I met your son, and your son was with you.
Yeah, Victor. Yeah, absolutely. I think that was almost a disaster, but it was good. Remember, every failure is just a step to success. And I think that's where we get lost. We get lost in what we're doing in our lives and what we undertake. Mm-hmm. Is that when we have one failure, we say, you know what, I'm not going to do that again. It's not about that. It's about embracing that failure and saying, I'm moving on. And it takes more than just talent. It takes heart and persistence and forgetting about what man says about you. Because if you think about what man says about you, you will fail and you will be sick. Okay.
And it takes a positive attitude.
It takes a positive attitude. Absolutely. And let me just say this, was a minister in Chicago. He used to say something on the radio, and he would say, it makes no difference what you think of me, but it does make a difference what I think of you. And I think, yeah, that's what it is. And that's why we have to embrace who we are and what we do, and whatever political faction, it has to be truth.
Yeah, the truth. This is why this is the Naked Truth Report. So also you're involved with, let's tell folks about Gold Belly. That's goldbelly.com. Yeah, let's tell our listeners.
Gold Belly, this is like a dream come true. Gold Belly is the premier, it's a premier market for small business that carry special products. It's like Neiman Marcus takes on that product and they send it out to their special customers. Gold Belly is available. It will be available to every city. Skies will be in every city, every state. Gold Belly will say, what we're going to do for you is we're going to deliver. So they're taking on our shrimp tacos and our pineapple cheesecake and our cheesecake. And doing that, people will be ordering from all over the United States our product. So all of our kitchens that we have, we will need them, and it's like right on time. We have a perfect walk-in freezer, refrigerator at J. Amigo building. Perfect one. 5303 was Pico. Perfect. Okay, at the Marina City Club. So we're ready. We didn't even know we were getting ready. So this is another indication that how you know you're on time with what you're supposed to be doing. Because we are ready for Gold Belly. Gold Belly, we're now assembling our product so we can get it out there to them, okay? And it'll be all set up probably within the next couple of weeks. And you'll be able to order online. Thank you, Gold Belly.
So see how things, it's like serendipity or fortuitous, the synergy, how things come together at the perfect time.
Absolutely.
You're ready for Gold Belly.
Ready.
If it would have come before, you wouldn't have been
ready.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to execute.
Absolutely.
See how life is?
And life is that way. And sometimes we can think, it's been like 26 years. And what I prayed for a strong team. I thought it was never coming. Listen, today I have the strongest team one could ever have, okay? And when I say that, I am so thankful because when you have a strong team, you can move forward with your creativity, and you've got people there that are tugging right with you with that positive energy, and they know their stuff. So I'm really thankful. I'm really very thankful.
Okay, well, we've got, a few more minutes, 4 more minutes, and I want to say that I want to thank you, Barbara, for coming into the Naked Truth Report and being a sponsor. That's the most special thing.
Thank you.
And there's so many special gifts that you get with being a sponsor. It's a good thing, right? It's a good thing, because being a sponsor of the Naked Truth Report is no chopped liver.
No.
It's like filet mignon and lobster. And it really is. So, and in fact, we have a food event coming up, and I know you're going to be involved, and we're going to, the folks here at KRLA, they're going to be so excited to have some of your food. I know
that excites me that you're eating it.
So tell us what you brought here.
I have here tacos. Okay. First of all, if you take a taste of our wonderful chips, they're handmade. They're made daily, all day long, and they have a special twist to them. It's simplicity in terms of the twist, but there's a special twist. Not only are they fresh, but there's another taste to them that gives them another flair.
And it's a secret, huh?
It's a secret. Then we have your potato tacos, and atop our potato tacos, they're new red potatoes, by the way. Atop the potato taco, we have shredded cabbage, and it comes with a little salsa with salsa verde. All these salsas are fresh, and they're are no preservatives. Also, we have a couple of shrimp tacos here. And the shrimp tacos, of course, are sauteed in our wonderful seasoning. And when I say wonderful seasoning, I mean it's a defined season. It's not a seasoning that's haphazard where you can't quite get a grip on it. You know it's Sky's. Okay? And then, of course, it's topped with our CeCe sauce. And our CeCe sauce, again, has that defined taste. So I'm very proud that I can bring these tacos that you can taste.
Okay, very good. We're not gonna chew on the air,
Okay.
Because that's like rude for me to eat. I want to, I don't want to crunch and all that. My manager, my RJ said I could crunch, but I'm not going to do that. We're going to do that at the break. We're going to take a taste of Sky's taco. I've already tasted them, so I can testify, give a testimony that they're like out of this world. So I don't need, but I'm telling people to come to the Jazz Brunch at 5303 Pico Boulevard next Sunday from 11 to 2 to meet. You'll be there, right?
I will be there.
And I'll be there too. So Barbara and Kathleen will both be there. We want to meet my Truth Warriors and Mythbusters, okay? So thank you, Barbara, for being a sponsor of the Naked Truth Report. I'm grateful and I love it.
Thank you. I love you, and thank you for having me again.
I love you. I love you too. Okay. We'll be right back. That's in honor of you, Barbara. Listen. That's for you. She looks just like Tina. I'm telling you, folks. You're gonna see when she looks just like Tina. This is for Barbara.
It's only the thrill for me, girl. Opposites attract. It's physical.
That's one of my favorite folks. I love that Motown sound, right? I love that Motown sound. Anyway, this is the second half hour, and we're being joined by CeCe Ferrari, who is my in-studio VIP guest. Yeah, that's right. She's a VIP guest because she paid the special VIP price for our panel discussion that was way back in June or July, right?
A few months ago.
It was quite a few months ago, but she was a special, and in fact, I met CeCe at the Reagan Library when we had an event there, and I told people to come to my panel discussion after the Dinesh D'Souza film, and she bought tickets, and so now she's in studio. And CeCe is so special because she's a very special woman because she's written a book, Trump, Divine Intervention or Not. And I read this, and I got to tell you, I was very impressed because it was very insightful. It goes over the 2016 campaign in detail. It's anecdotal. She tells stories, and it's insightful. And she's not religious, but she brings a spiritual perspective to it. And the question the book asks, is Trump divine intervention or not? And she goes, it's very good. I recommend people buy it. Anyway, welcome to the Naked Truth Report, CeCe. I'm happy to have you.
It's an honor to be here.
So tell us, what inspired you to write this book, Trump, Divine Intervention or Not? What inspired you to write it?
Well, I was a Trump supporter from the day he and his beautiful wife, Melania, came down the escalator. I'm like, and then when I heard him talk about illegal immigration, I'm like, I am in. So I went to work the next day, and I told my coworker, I love Trump, and I'm going to vote for him. And she hated me instantly. And because of that negative reaction, I said, I just hit something, because all change starts with emotion. And if she got that angry, I go, I need to write about this political process, because this man is getting people all riled up. And that's how it got started. So I meditated, and in meditation, the title, the cover, and the words began to just be channeled to me.
Yeah, and in fact, you say that it is necessary. Trump is here for us to make change, and it's actually, he is forcing us to look, the change is about us.
Absolutely.
Actually, it's not about Trump, but it's about us, and he's forcing us to look inward and take that inward journey. And those of us who are doing it are winning. Those of us who are so-called resistant are just merely resisting. We're not doing our work.
Trump is doing his, so we need to do ours.
Yeah.
Trump is just a giant mirror of who we all are. We're all liars. We're all racist. We're all sexist.
Well, I don't know about racist. But,
you wouldn't be human. We all have a little bit of everything. There may be different degrees,
right,
but we wouldn't be human if we weren't. I recently did an interview with a woman who she hated Trump, and she goes, "Oh, I'm not sexist. I'm not this." And during the conversation, she thought about it. She goes, "You know what, CeCe? My mother was in a hospital the other day, and I had a problem with a male nurse coming into the room. That's sexist." But we don't have self-awareness, so we don't connect ourselves with those that we condemn. So I say, see the Trump in you. I wrote a beautiful speech to get people to begin to look at themselves. But there's very little desire and interest for people to have self-awareness. I want to look at your bad behavior, but not my own.
And in fact, and the reason why I say, I don't like these isms. That's just my thing, because I think we all have prejudices. We all have biases. But, to put an ism on it is a whole nother thing. But I won't get into that. But one of the things that you're saying suppressing how we feel is more dangerous than Trump speaking boldly. I do believe that most of us, particularly white liberals, have suppressed the truth. They're not honest about how they feel and think about things, and they don't examine things deeply and critically. And this is important because, as I always say, and as my intro says, the Democratic Party has destroyed Black America. Now, why don't white liberals know that?
I do find they are aware of it. That's part of the whole game plan. They get Black people hopped up on this whole racism thing like they're on crack. That's the way they connect with the Black community. And Michelle Obama and her husband, they're not telling Black people the truth. They are the perfect example of what is possible in America. But if they told Black people the truth, it would sound more like Republicans and conservatives. So they continuously tell that same victimization story. You're lesser than, and it's those racist white politicians that are holding you down, where no one has held me down but myself. I used to go to the discos Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night. No racist white man or anyone twisted my arm to be at the nightclub. I could have been at a university. I wanted to be under the disco ball. I have a relative. She has 5 different children from 4 different baby daddies. The racist white man didn't say, you must have these 5 kids from 4 different baby daddies. So we need to start taking responsibility for the poor choices that we made. So my life wasn't a disaster because of racist white people, because of my poor choices. And I own my poor choices.
You were under the disco ball 4 nights a week?
Oh, absolutely. I was a gold digger. I was looking for the rich man to save me. Little did I know I had the prince inside of me the whole time.
Oh my God. I cannot believe you were at the disco ball place looking for a rich man.
In everywhere. I was such a good gold digger. I was going to write a book to teach women how to do it. Thank God I didn't, because I would have a book in the universe teaching women to remain small.
Yeah, that's so beautiful what you just said, because it is small to be gold digging.
It really is.
But let me tell you, the rich man ain't at the disco center. But anyway.
I am. The rich man is inside of me, and the rich lady.
But that's so funny. That's so funny. CeCe's so sincere, and I love her and I love her book too, because she's very forthwith, is that the word? Very straightforward, very sincere. And and when I read her book, I found myself just saying, yeah, I agree with what she says. And she goes over, she goes over each episode, scenarios. She has anecdotes that, she has, 33 chapters, 34 chapters. She goes over each episode, how the campaign actually evolved. Yes. So it's like you were taking notes during the campaign.
Yes. I became a better person through the 2016 election. And that's what we're all supposed to do. Everything and everyone is an opportunity for us to take ourselves to the next level. But people are like, this one is wrong, this one is bad, this is good, this is no. You do not transcend when you just stay with wrong or right or good or bad. It's not about right or wrong or good or bad. What are the messages or the gift or the opportunity in this person or situation for me?
So one of the things you write in the book is that the Democratic Party will be responsible for America to become a third world nation because of its position on illegal immigration. I don't even like to call it immigration, illegal aliens. We say, you see, this is how the media gets us caught up in the common use or in the language. They use immigration when they're not immigrants because they're not subject to deportation. They're illegal aliens. So you're saying the Democratic Party will be responsible for having America become a third world nation. Elaborate on that.
Yes, I was a police officer in Miami for a few years. So I saw what happens to poor inner cities firsthand with massive illegal immigration. It has really hurt poor Black people the most. Overcrowded schools. You can't get into the DMV in California too. The freeways are a mess. And now a lot of poor people are complaining about the high cost of rent. You know why? Supply and demand. Years ago, apartments would be empty for months, a year or two. Within minutes now, they're filled. Supply and demand. And who's being hurt the most? The poor Black people. So the liberals have told the rest of us that we are racist if we are against massive illegal immigration. And my question is, what are the benefits in the inner cities as a result? Yeah, exactly. How has Black America benefited from illegal aliens, massive high immigration and illegal aliens? How has America benefited from that? And you also write that Trump made Americans feel like I like this, what you said. Trump made Americans feel like American lives matter. I didn't ever think we'd have a president again who was proud of America. And I so agree with him about being a nationalist. That's being all twisted in the media. Oh, he's in with the Nazis. No. Okay, so let's say you're married, you have a husband and 2 kids. And your husband has a mistress. He goes and takes care of his mistress, her kids, before you. His number one obligation as a husband and a father would be to you and your children. And then you go spread your love or your coins around later. But you take care of home first. Trump, by the way, is my favorite president. Oh, tell us. Absolutely. Tell us why. Because I love the shakeup. So a lot of people, oh, this is so terrible. This is so awful what is happening. I think it's a beautiful thing. God has flipped open everybody's Pandora's box. It's a beautiful thing to watch on a spiritual level. You remember Cory Booker with that with the Fort Blasey hearing? Every accuser should be believed. Did you hear what happened to him? Right. About the man in the public restroom? Right. But, you know, the media just glosses over. You see, this is another thing that you mentioned, the hypocrisy and double standard of the media and Democratic Party. See, they gloss over things that Democrats do. Yes. Every president has a theme. For Obama, it was authenticity. We had a major lesson in that skin color and political affiliation does not have anything to do with authenticity. The Black community was not an issue for Obama. And I think a lot of Black people are angry because we can't brag. Look what our brother man did for us. A lot of Black people are embarrassed. He cared more about refugees and illegal immigrants. He even throws a bone every now and then. Well, I think more and more Black Americans are getting off the Democratic plantation. And that's what Blexit, Candace Owens Blexit, and Brandon Tatum, who's been on this show, that's what Blexit is about. And the Young Black Leadership Summit, those 400 young Black folks who went up to the White House to meet Trump, they're a part of Blexit. And I support Blexit. In fact, I'm going to do a video for them for supporting Blexit. But you saw what Al Sharpton said. You heard what he said about he said they were put up to it. Yes. Can you imagine Al Sharpton? I mean, everyone is being. Well, I am happy they were put up to it. That's a wonderful thing. But they weren't put up to it. If think about it though, if the modern day Democrats did not use racism, what would be the message? And I got to tell you, I'm actually happy that Stacey Abrams and Gillum did not Andrew Gillum did not win because everything was about race. We have to stop rewarding people getting political positions because they use the race card. If they said something negative about Gillum, it's because I'm a black man. No, it's because you're crooked. It doesn't have to be your race, your skin color.
Right, and that's something you write about in the book. But what I want to mention is that they're recounting in Georgia and Florida now.
Yes, they are.
So we don't know. I don't think, but the idea that they're even doing that is bothersome to me.
Well,
There's some hanky-panky going on there. But one of the things that you characterize Hillary is as a pimp. Tell us why you say Hillary is a pimp.
well, one day I was watching her campaign and she was speaking about voter suppression. And she said, the Republicans are going to send you all back to the Jim Crow period. And I'm thinking, who's the real racist here? Do you remember back in 2012 when Biden was campaigning with Obama, and on the campaign trail, he said, the Republicans are going to have you all back in chains. If Trump made those kind of comments, oh, my. And what about Hillary just recently said, all black people look alike.
Right.
Oh, imagine Donald J. Trump saying the same, you see. Yeah, but I do feel white liberals are some of the most racist people I have ever met. No, it's the truth.
No, I agree with you.
Give me an example.
Yeah.
One said to me recently, a coworker, well, at least the Mexicans will work. I go, it slips out, you know?
Yeah.
Or you remember Kelly Osbourne, when she was on The View,
Right.
she was speaking about the illegal immigrants, putting people like myself down, calling me a racist. She goes, who's going to clean our homes?
Right.
Oh, yes.
You know,
that's the real liberal.
Yeah. I know. Because let me tell you, I was somewhere and I had an argument with a man yesterday, a white liberal, and he insisted that illegal immigration, illegal aliens benefit the society. And, you know, on this show, I know all the data and everything. And he called, and I was just telling him, well, I have Peter Kearse now, the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights, and I have Steve Camarado with the Center for Immigration. He said, oh, those are right-wing propagandists.
He's absolutely right, though. There are a lot of benefits. In the 80s, my black male relatives could not get into construction work. White men were getting paid $20 to $25 an hour. And so construction work was lowered to $7 to $10 an hour. So they are benefiting, but not in the poor black community. He's absolutely correct. There are benefits, but not.
Yeah, they're not benefits for black Americans.
Not for poor people, absolutely.
Yeah, and middle class people, but they're benefits for rich liberals.
Yes.
Yeah. See, that's the thing.
That's the thing. Yeah, you're right. There are many benefits to that.
So yeah, you know, let me tell you something, rich white liberals, your benefits do not benefit black folks. Example, we don't have 5 decades of business up and down Crenshaw Boulevard from Pico to Inglewood. You know what I mean? We've been sustaining the Democratic Party, yet we don't have 5 decades of businesses. We have 5 decades of misery.
We did better under segregation.
Yes, exactly.
So that's interesting.
Right.
But during the segregation period, we weren't as big as victims as we are today. A lot of black people think that there's power in being the underdog and being the victim. There is power with being in the driver's seat of your life and taking responsibility. I think that socialism is the worst thing that can happen to black America. And I say to black people, say no to socialism because you are capable and you are able. We do not need to have our wings clipped anymore. And
it's a mess, but I hope, you know, and that's why I was blocked on Facebook for 30 days, because I said black women are pathetic. And I do believe that. You are pathetic if you're still voting for Democrats. You don't have enough evidence. You don't have enough data. You don't know enough political history to know better. We only have 25% two-parent families, right? That's a problem. All these black women stressed out. You know, all these black women stressed out with these kids and no daddy in the home. That's a negative, to have children with no daddy in the home. Hello. And you keep repeating that and you think it's kosher, and it's not kosher. You want to be successful like Barbara of Sky's Tacos. You want to be successful like that in life. You want to be happy. You know, you don't want to be stressed out and in traffic. All 24/7, 365. You want to be able to take vacations and be happy and be like a kid, like when I go in and order my shrimp tacos, okay? So you should listen to me, because I know, because Barbara said I'm like a kid. All I care about is a shrimp taco. And then And then I come in here and I talk about serious stuff. But in the real world, I'm just relaxed, taking it easy. All I want is my shrimp taco and my tilapia taco, right? Because I'm not stressed out.
Yes.
By life.
Yes. But Black people like you and I, we're called coons. I've seen it on social media about you. They call me that, Uncle Tom. And we are the ones that care about our people. And I'm the one that they call names. When I do interviews on Black radio stations, the callers call up and call me all sorts of names. No other race do that to their own people.
Well, you know, our people are retarded. Yes. And they need to, they're not thinking. They don't have their thinking cap on. Most of them smoke too much weed anyway, I believe. It sounds negative, but it's true. They don't have a daddy, so they don't know anything. But for my father, I wouldn't be where I am today. All the knowledge and wisdom and opportunities and advantage were given to me because of my father.
Yes.
Most Black, you cannot give me advice if you didn't have a mother and a father.
Yes.
I'm not going to listen to you because you're lost in space as far as I'm concerned. You don't know what's going on.
Yes.
I don't want to hear it.
Yes.
So let these losers call you a coon. Who cares? I don't care what a loser calls me, right?
Yes.
You care what winners think, or what's important is what you think.
Yes.
That's the most important.
But I will share with you, though, another big motivation for writing the book is because I do care about Black people. They are my family.
We do.
I really do.
We love them.
I'm trying to help them change their mindset, but they're not getting it.
But you can't. We're getting more. You can't change everywhere. We're getting more. I'm going to have you back on. How many? What do we have, Katie? How many more minutes?
2.5.
How many? Oh, we have 2.5 more
Wow,
minutes.
that went by fast, girl.
Quickly.
I loved it.
I'm going to have you back on because I love your book. I love the things you were saying. We want to go more into detail. I'm going to have you back on.
Thank
CeCe
you.
Ferrari, I really appreciate it. And now we're gonna take these tacos and go in the kitchen and go eat some. Okay, what do you think about that?
Fantastic. Let's do it.
Okay, so I was speaking with CeCe Ferrari, who is the guest. She was my VIP in studio guest. Her book is Trump, Divine Intervention or Not. And you've got another book coming up, and it's
My Letter to President Trump, and the subtitle is Letters from Citizens Taking Action to Help Make America Great Again. And you can be a part. It's a letter writing contest. I want to hear what you're doing to help make the country better again. We need to do more than have protest signs, make a noise, F Trump, dump Trump. What are you doing to make your nation and your country better?
Okay, so tell my listeners where they can pick up your book and where they can contact you.
You can go to CeCeFerrari.com, and it's also available on Amazon.com. But part of my give back to my community and to Americans, if you cannot afford to purchase the book, send me an email and I will send you a Kindle version.
Okay, so what's your email address? Or they can...
You go to CeCeFerrari.com.
CeCe Ferrari, that's CeCe Ferrari, Ferrari.com.
That is correct.
Beautiful. The book again is Trump, Divine Intervention or Not. I recommend it. I read it and I found myself nodding my head and said, yep, yep. Yep. Thank you, CeCe.
Thank you.
Thank you, Truth Warriors and Mythbusters. This is the Naked Truth Report. I'm your host, Kathleen Wells, and I'll see you next week. Thank you for listening. Bye.